On Halloween, a day that should be joyful, this girl did not feel happy at all, because her abusive boyfriend came to harass her again. Even though she had already broken up with him, her boyfriend still refused to let go. Her roommate saw Ellie struggling with this, so she suggested taking her to a haunted house to relax, but the car had barely left. Ellie noticed a car following behind them. She instinctively thought it was her ex again, so she told the driver to stop at a fork in the road. But strangely, after 10 minutes, the car never followed. They planned to continue on as scheduled, but then a sign on the roadside suddenly lit up. Everyone was surprised to see a new haunted house here. This conveniently saved them a long trip. Seeing the crowd lining up for tickets outside, they all thought it must be a super popular haunted house. Before entering, staff made them sign a liability waiver, and also collected everyone's phones. Seeing their hesitation, the long-haired girl sneered. Hearing that sudden scream,
Yes, we're doing this. Yes.
they immediately dropped all doubts, because this thrill was exactly what they wanted. As the exit gate slowly closed, they officially began the haunted house adventure. The beginning was just the usual tricks. They had all seen it countless times, so they felt nothing inside, until they passed through a hallway. A masked NPC dragged a plastic bag. Inside was actually a girl. Then the NPC picked up a metal rod, and slowly pointed it toward the girl. The realistic scene shocked everyone present. They all agreed this trip was worth every penny. As they kept moving deeper, they came to a fork ahead. The left path meant safety. The right path was marked dangerous. Since they couldn't agree, they split into two groups. Ellie's team entered a hallway covered in webs. Even the crawling spiders were real. At the end were 3 coffins. The big guy opened them one by one. They were all empty. But when they shut the last one, the sound of gears suddenly echoed. But when they opened it again, the sound was gone. They guessed the mechanism only worked when closed. To test the idea, the bold guy climbed into a coffin. The gears turned again, and when they opened the door, he was gone. Next, it was Ellie's turn. The process went smoothly, but when it was the girl in the yellow dress, the mechanism never triggered. As she was about to scream, a hole suddenly opened above her. It turned out to be part of the script. The others before her had gone through the same thing. Ellie then noticed a hole in the wall. It seemed to be the way forward. They had to crawl through the tunnel. The bold guy went first again. Ellie and the yellow dress girl followed. But at the fork, Ellie suddenly heard a sound. Then a shadow appeared. Ellie thought it was just another visitor. But when they crawled out, the girl in the yellow dress was gone. Meanwhile, Jason's group on the other path also faced something strange. They saw some kind of grease smeared on the walls. It gave off a sharp smell. At the end, they also had 3 choices. They had to test them one by one. The nurse grabbed something slimy. She pulled out a handful of noodles. Jason pulled out a grape. Then it was the long-haired girl's turn. She felt nothing. She tried with the other hand, but still nothing happened. When she pulled her arm back, her engagement ring was gone. But her arm was too short to reach the end. Jason stepped in to help, but the next second,